And we are back, Gmac and Winnie, coming at you with another edition of the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Big fella, let's get dangerous.
Is it Aquel?
Axel Foley.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I cannot. That's good shit.
Dude, I just had that feel. It was a good feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're watching on video, it kind of sucks because you get the regular intro. You don't get the podcast intro.
Right.
Where we change the song up every week.
Yep. You see the montage video.
Yeah.
But it gives you incentive to go listen to the beginning, and then you might stay for the whole thing again.
Yeah. So. And that's I like changing the song up because it changes the mood up every week. Or it gets you kind of like you're in your car, you're cruising, you get a little holy shit, I forgot about that or what have you.
You surprised me with a bunch of shit that I've never heard usually. So
yeah, or stuff that you just kind of forgot about after a while.
This one goes into our top 5, so it's perfect.
Kind of, it does. What's new with you this week?
Nada, just
You look a lot brighter on.
Yeah, I feel a lot brighter.
You look a lot brighter. I gotta dim you down a little bit. Oh wait, went the wrong direction on that.
Yeller.
I went the wrong direction on that one.
You see white, and now you're yeller.
Yeah, I gotta dim you though.
A little more ambient.
Yeah, that's better.
Nice.
Yeah, so up production, right?
Yeah.
You upgraded a little bit. Like now we're a little clearer. It's not as dreary. Hopefully it carries over.
Oh yeah. No, the week. I mean, it's again going back to what we talked about last week. It's just dreary. We had a couple beautiful warm days, followed up by some fucking brick ass weather. The last 2.
I go to the races. It's 60 degrees and spritzing.
Right.
I leave. I'm behind plow trucks on the thruway, and it's snowing with salt on the roads.
What is going on?
I'm like, what happened here?
That's wild. But that's the Northeast this time of year.
Yeah.
So.
Lady was fast. She was fast.
Yeah, what happened? I saw the finals, and you made the A main.
Yeah, I pulled off after 25 laps. I was in the lead, got taken out, ended up on my roof.
No.
For over a lap and a half. Get my lap back, get back up through the field all the way back up to second or third. Happens again. I sit there for 16 seconds or something was my lap. So it's only like 6-second lap. So there for a couple laps. Unlap myself again. Quick little wreck, no big deal. So I'm still kind of like in whatever to have a decent run. And then I went down into turns 3 and 4 and somebody wrecked me again. And when they picked me up, I just pulled it from turn 4 over to the pit area, where I come out.
Grabbed it and left.
And as I came down, there was a whole bunch of older guys down there and they're going, I don't blame you. I don't blame that guy. No way. I do not blame him. And I was just like, yeah, I'm tired of getting fucking wrecked.
Right.
And I could have left the effing out of there. And, I wasn't mad. I was annoyed. Car was fast. Things were good.
Right.
And I understand people don't, it's a skill and it's a talent and things happen.
Right.
But it was consistently a group of people consistently
doing it.
Did it.
How can you move up in class to get out of the novice? Because
I can.
You don't belong there, really.
Well, no, I do based on time though.
Right.
So
that's based on car.
No, my car could run.
Can you run the times as like the 12?
But that's all that? Well, no, that's the thing. Is my time, even on my best laps, I'm not remotely close to their time.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying. That was a discussion I've had with the best guy racer.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I firmly believe you start in a class, and it's supposed to be like a year and a half type class.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's cool. I believe that. I believe that's where you should be and whatnot. I said, but I'm not even close to time-wise. My best times aren't sniffing what you guys are running, and it's supposed to be the same car.
Right.
So if it's the same car with the same gear rule, how is this like? There's no way.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's no way, but I've run some really good laps, and they're not sniffing what them guys are doing.
Right.
And that doesn't make sense to me. If everything's hypothetically the same, you know what I mean?
We know better. People are putting their
fucking
motors in distilled water and breaking. Weird shit. Now, have you upgraded to the brushless motor yet?
No.
And do you think that'll get you a second on your time?
No.
Really?
No, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not doubting skill.
Right.
I'm not doubting skill at all. I'm just saying I've watched some of the straight 12T classes
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know I'm better than those guys.
Right.
I see it. I run it in hot laps with them, right? But then I look at their times when it comes up on the time. Oh, you see, it's all
Great
automated timing.
transponders, yeah.
And then I'm like, they're 3/10 a lap faster than me. How is that?
Right.
They're all over the fucking track. Like I run like a smooth, consistent line in,
Right.
line off. I'm like, and this guy's all up in the wall, back down. And he's 3/10 faster still.
Right. Clearly,
something is not adding up.
Clearly, there is something amiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the other thing is this. Now you've run everything at full throttle.
Yeah.
I'm curious, taking your car elsewhere.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna definitely step out and go to Slate Hill
just to see,
just to try. And then the outdoor season's starting in another month.
Nice.
So that I'm really
I don't blame you for pulling the car because, listen, $500 is $500, but to have the thing flip the fuck over 100 times, something's eventually going to break and cost you more money.
Well,
because people are idiots.
That and I got the furthest ride home.
Yeah.
So to stay there, hey, listen, stay there for another 10 minutes or whatever, 20 laps or whatever. It would another 5 minutes. I get it. It was only 5 minutes, but to stay for another 5 minutes, risk the car having more damage, and you're clearly not like I go there. I want to have fun and it's a hobby, but I'm also there to win.
Right.
And I didn't pull off like
that's where being
like I didn't pull
competitive like we are.
But you know what I mean. I didn't pull off to go like, oh, I can't win. No, I had nothing to do with not able to win.
Right.
It had to do with my car was on its roof more in one day than it's ever been ever.
Right.
Like more in one 10-lap segment than it's ever been ever. I was like, tonight's not my night. We're cool. And listen, I wouldn't say I was pissed. I was a little annoyed. Got out of the parking lot, got down to turn on the 787 there. I was good. Yeah. I was like, listen, it just sucked. It was a bad night racing.
Well, it's not.
And it wasn't a bad night. Because I started the night, I won the first heat. I was fast in the second one.
Right.
Got in an accident on the last lap, ended up third. You know what I mean? But we were close to 3 cars.
Right. It's clearly good enough to go to the A-Main. What did you start in the A-Main?
Second.
Okay.
And
so
by like
you a lot.
By like 100,000th.
Yeah.
I was like 100 or 100,000th or 200. So mine was like what was it? 18,201.55.
So literally,
and theirs was like 19,201.52. Like something like right there for being the fastest qualifier. And then I led laps in a feature.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not like the car doesn't have speed.
Right.
It's just
getting taken out by unskilled drivers.
Well, and a collection of shitty events.
Right.
You know?
So, well, like you said, that's one day.
Yeah. Listen, I'm unskilled. I'm not shitting on these guys. I'm just saying, like, it just happened to be the same grouping of cars multiple times.
Well, we've seen. I mean, I've been up there just for the one day for the big race, but you see people running practice laps, and they look like $1 million. And then when they get into actual race mode, they fucking their assholes clamp shut. They're super tight. They're all over the track because they don't know how to race in traffic.
Well, you saw it when you were up there with me. You let people go when it's timed, but then when you actually are there to race 4 laps,
right?
Racing's different. Hey, you're a little quicker, man. I'm going to let you go right now. It's only time. I'm not trying to hurt my time or your time,
right?
But when it's actual, we're going to race and you're going to go by me. I'm going to hold my line. I'm not letting you go,
right?
You know what I mean? Right. And if I can hold my line, that's your job to work away, around, through, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But, overall, I still love it. And now I got a teammate car.
There you go. Now you got a new body. Well, you have the old
body. I have the old one, so that's cool. Or that's where we get the old Outlaw Blitz, red and black.
There you go.
Lumberjack to match.
Nice. Sweet. So
yeah, what happened with your week?
Nothing.
We're officially in March.
Yeah, no, just pretty much booked vacation for the summer, Outer Banks. Looking forward to that. Got some tickets for Camden Yards. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, Yanks in town or no?
It's Yankees, yep.
Oh yeah,
I'm rooting for Baltimore. So
you're such a fucking traitor.
Let's go Hadley.
That's great, Lurch.
Yeah, they
You're
did
a
have to
bum.
be good this year. But I've been on his bandwagon for a
One
couple of
guy,
years now.
you got a Yankee tattoo and you're rooting for one
I
guy
had to
in
put the
Baltimore.
Oriole head over top
You're
of
an
it.
idiot. You're a fucking traitor.
Shit. I'm happy to be going to Camden. I hear it's really cool.
I heard it's beautiful, but I also heard don't go left.
Yes, I hear the city is an absolute dumpster fire away from the ballpark.
I heard the cops are literally like, do not go that direction.
Great. I hope I got to see where
your hotel's probably right in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look like the hotel from Coming to America.
Roll them up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
Even more of a reason to take a rent-a-car. That gets stolen as a rent-a-car.
Yeah. No, maybe you take yours and short for more, then you're good.
There you go. That's true.
There you go. So what made you come up with this top 5 this week?
It's the more you think about it, it's iconic. I mean, we were watching last time we recorded. We talked about, or no, 2 times ago, Iron Claw.
Yeah.
And then I watched Wonka last weekend with the wife, which was good.
You rented it?
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah, it comes out like in 3 days. That's why I'm waiting.
I said, fuck it, I'll just watch it. It was good.
Yeah, I wanted to go see it in the movies. I'm waiting to see it. It'll be this week.
Yeah. So as a top 5 movie soundtracks, there's some iconic shit out there.
But it's our favorite. So let me.
Right.
You jumping the gun, bro? You gonna let me press the button?
Oh yeah, no, just I was agreeing with you. It's our favorites.
All right. This week's top 5, the top 5 favorite movie soundtracks.
Right.
Our personal favorites.
Right.
Do you have honorable mentions?
I only included movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling what may be in your top 5 would be one that I would put in my honorable mention, but I've never seen the movie. But I know the soundtrack is good.
I have 2 honorable mentions.
I got one. Saturday Night Fever. If you like disco, you like the Bee Gees. That era was. That soundtrack is like an ode to the Bee Gees. And John Travolta doing all those dances. So, what you got from
The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston. Huge.
Oh, huge.
Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston. Yep. Probably a huge album overall. And Robin Hood with Bryan Adams. Everything. That fucking song was played everywhere at that time.
That was a prom
92,
song for everybody.
like 91, 92, right in that time frame.
I would throw
do it for you.
One other one would be the.
And I mean, I should put this one as a thing, Dirty Dancing.
Yep. And honestly, and because it's actually, it's got local flavor. The movie is about this area.
Yeah.
The other honorable mention I would have, I should have thrown on there, was A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
All right, you want to start or you want me to start?
I'll start.
All right.
Surprisingly low on my list, but I couldn't leave it off. Elvis, the movie soundtrack.
The movie.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good. A lot of stuff. A lot of redone stuff of his, plus new artists coming on there. Like, I never thought I'd see Eminem on an Elvis soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was on there.
Yeah.
Where?
It's somewhere in the movie. There's I'm trying to think.
Like, how would Eminem even resonate in a movie about Elvis? Which was set in the 60s.
Yeah, no, I know. It may have, I don't even know if maybe it didn't even appear in the movie. But then there's other versions of his songs, like Hound Dog.
Well, and that's why I understand why it's low. It's just they're Elvis songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's equivalent to like having an Elvis album.
Yeah, they did a couple others that were, I want to say, probably like more meaning to the movie songs that weren't strictly Elvis songs, but then they did ones that were remixed. Suspicious Minds had a remix. Right. It was good. I being an Elvis fan, I couldn't leave it off.
All right. My number 5, Footloose. Kenny Loggins, Bonnie Tyler, all them songs, like I Need a Hero, you know what I mean?
They just want to throw in a pair of slouch socks and some LA Gears.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we were product of the 80s, you know what I mean? So, and you'll see that throughout my list going on. But yeah.
Mine too.
Footloose, everybody cuts Footloose.
Yes. My number 4, Top Gun.
Top Gun stayed off my list. I was like outside of Danger Zone and
Take My Breath Away.
and Kenny Loggins with the boys.
Yeah.
So can we just agree on one thing?
Kenny
Kenny Loggins is the king of all movie soundtracks.
I think so.
Because, like, I mean, he's got all right.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he had Top Gun.
Yep.
He had Footloose.
Yep.
He had the song from fucking Over the Top, the arm wrestling movie.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
That dude, he had the one with Caddyshack.
He cleaned it up in the 80s.
Yeah, dude. He had every movie soundtrack.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, Footloose, Kenny Loggins.
All right.
You're number 4.
Yes. It was Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun, right.
Yep.
Okay. So, back-to-back Kenny Loggins. All right. My number 4, Ready Player One.
Very good soundtrack.
Very good soundtrack. Joan Jett.
Yeah.
She had Joan Jett on there. Van Halen, Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good 80s rocker shit going on in there.
Yeah.
And then if you got a keen ear to things, like Back to the Future stuff in there, like some of the when he has the Zemeckis cube.
Yeah.
It's basically the Back to the Future, like the chimes.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that stuff, if you have a keen ear, very very good soundtrack.
Very good. A current day movie, but a very 80s theme to it.
Right, because it was set in the future, but about a guy who was our age.
Right.
And how he had an Atari and
Yep.
what is rock. Right.
Number 3, John Williams' masterpiece, Star Wars anthology.
Yeah, I would never put that on my list, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Those songs are iconic. I mean, they're movie iconic and they're identifiable to all generations.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no words in them, correct?
Right. I get what like you're saying, because like people could be like, oh, what a phenomenal score to the movie.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
His scores for I really think the original trilogy had it nailed, but everybody knows the Imperial March.
Yeah.
And the title song,
right.
The Cantina song. It's all right. It's all just so identifiable.
Yeah. I get you. My number 3, The Crow soundtrack.
I knew it was going to make it.
STP, 9 Inch Nails, The Cure, Rage Against the Machine. That was kind of like my older years, like your teenage angst years. You know what I mean? And it had a lot of like that. It's a guy coming back for vengeance, so you're going to have those type of songs.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Definitely. Number 2, the Rocky anthology. Now you're talking, obviously, the Rocky fight song, but you've got
Eye of the Tiger,
Easy Way Out, Living in America, Soul on Fire.
Yeah.
It was all, again, classic 80s shit.
Yeah.
But I realized that most of the good songs in that came from the Drago movie, from number 4.
1985, right in the heart
right
of it.
In the middle.
Yeah.
And you had a little bit of the other. Oh, and
Eye of the Tiger was 3.
Right, and who can forget?
Take Me Back.
Yeah, that was Frank Stallone.
Yeah.
So that was on there too.
And if you remember, they were singing that at a burning garbage can in the first one. Take Me Back.
And that's made its appearance
in Rocky with
all the way through Creed.
When Little Marie was bigger.
Yeah, and then all the way through Creed.
Oh, really? I never really watched the Creeds.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've got to watch the one with Drago. That
was on the TV the other day somewhere I was.
It's good.
And I was like...
It's good.
Yeah.
When Rocky shows up at his restaurant, Adrian's,
his own, yeah.
And the way it's a woman. She says, "Hey, Rocky, there's somebody back there waiting for you." And he goes back and he comes around the table and says, "Is that you?" He's like, "What are you doing here?" And then it comes out that he tells Rocky, after I lost to you, I lost everything. But I've got my son. He's kind of like he's my redemption. He wants to fight against Creed. So it's good. It's definitely a good watch.
Cool. Number 2, American Graffiti.
I knew it was on your list. And that would have been honorable mention, but again, I've never seen the movie.
So one of the I can't believe you've never seen that. That is a fucking classic
That's
movie.
A George Lucas movie.
Yes,
too, right?
yes. So one of the funniest things about that, a lot of people don't know, is that is the first movie ever. They talked about this in an interview I watched. First movie ever that they went and got all the rights to all the music to have in the movie. Where it used to be, I go to Highland, you give me songs for my movie.
Right.
And George Lucas was adamant about, no, we need
the songs.
We need these songs. Like, it's a movie about the night and how people are on the radio, and the Wolfman is playing himself, and he was the big DJ at the time. So like how the night would unwind itself.
Yeah.
We're not going to just go with a generic.
Right.
We need the rights to all the songs. So if you think about it, that's the original movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
In an aspect, like where people collaboratively came together and made, like, you took all these songs and made a movie.
Right. And damn, since that's your two, I'm waiting to see what your one is. My number one is Forrest Gump.
Another.
That was like a soundtrack.
I think that was a double soundtrack.
And it was like the soundtrack to our lives. I mean, a little bit before us, because they went back into the 60s with it. But right up through present day. Oh, no, even the 50s, because Elvis was in it.
Yeah.
Right on all the way up through. They had it.
Fortunate Son.
It had rock. It had disco. It was awesome. The entire soundtrack, there wasn't a non-hit on it.
And I believe, like I said, that was a double CD.
It was.
Yeah, and it probably
the best-selling soundtrack of our generation.
You think so? I bet you Bodyguard beat it. We could probably look that up.
Look that up.
Bodyguard, just Whitney Houston was huge at the time, and that was a huge song.
Yeah.
My number one, Vision Quest.
The wrestling movie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you haven't heard it, Madonna's on it, Journey, Foreigner, Red Rider. It's all these songs that at the time, like Madonna wasn't a huge star yet.
Right.
And she was in the movie. And Crazy for You was the main kind of love song of the movie.
Yeah.
And it launched this thing. But then you have like Only the Young by Journey starts out. Like everyone's a banger. Hot Blooded from Foreigners on there. So you know what I mean? Like kind of
Guitar Hero before Guitar Hero.
Right, yeah.
All those
it's just awesome. And it played an intricate part of my life. Like when I wrestled in school, I listened to Lunatic Fringe. That's what I listened to because of that movie. That's it. So like I tried wrestling with Metallica and this and that. And if I had Metallica in my headphones, I might win. If I had Lunatic Fringe in my headphones, I won. Yeah.
You were Dean Ambrose,
just how it was.
John Moxley before John Moxley. Lunatic Fringe. Surprisingly, great top five. I loved it. Surprisingly, I left all the rap albums off.
Well, I looked at one and it was 8 Mile, and I'm like, yeah, but the problem is for me, it's all Eminem.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like something where it's all the same, especially I have a movie soundtrack.
Right. My top 3 rap ones would have been Juice number 1, because you had Tupac, EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim. There was a ton. Actually, Boys in the Hood would have been a good one.
Yeah.
And what the hell was the third? Above the Rim was another good one. So,
yeah, I mean,
that could have had its own category, because the 90s was the era for hip hop movies, for rap movies. So you could have had just the top 5 on that, just based on that category.
Well, that could be a future top 5.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, let's move along. All right, 5 crazy questions this week via Winnie, and our video sponsored by Moranti Plumbing and Oil.
There we go.
I'm getting better at reading that one.
There we go. Number 1, if you could have any mythical creature as your pet, what would it be and how would you take care of it?
Oh, fuck. It'd have to be something small, right? Because if you have a dragon, where the fuck are you going to store that thing? And how are you going to take care of it?
Ask Sisty, he'll tell you.
Yeah. No, I'd feed the fucking dragon, Sisty. I'd say pleasant nightmare.
And there's our clip for the week.
I don't know, bud. I don't know. Like,
how about Dobby?
Oh, yeah, but he's not a pet.
Yeah.
That's not a pet.
He's not human, though, is he?
No, but it's not a pet either. That's kind of fucked up to call him a pet.
I don't know. He's a little small and stuff.
No.
Yeah,
it'd probably be something from like the Harry Potter world, though, like a Niffler. They go and they find shiny shit.
Okay.
But that'd be crazy. Like anybody came around you with like a necklace on.
You couldn't have Hagrid's dog.
No.
That would be like a horse in your house.
Yeah, I don't. That's weird. Like mythical creature that is a pet. I don't. I don't.
A Smurf, would that be a pet?
No, yeah, Smurfette. Why is your Peter all blue?
Okay.
No, I'd want to see something like that you could fly on. You know what I mean? I don't know what I would say maybe like a flying dragon because you know it's something you could ride. And
They'll put it in a stable somewhere, a bunch of horses, and then it's Gmac Dragon.
Yeah.
Number 2, if you had to wear a costume every day, what would it be and why?
Maybe I am in a costume every day. You know,
It's true.
I zip up this costume and pretend this person, this persona, and inside I'm really not.
That's in one aspect from what we do, kind of.
Yeah. If I had to wear a costume every day, it'd have to be something that's like enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like
not a clown.
No. It'd have to be something that was approachable. That was, you know, maybe on a slight chance somebody get a furry.
I was going to say you'd be a furry.
Yeah, something to that degree. But then you could also double as like a college football mascot or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now that is the one episode of your show that I've seen.
Yeah.
The furry episode.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of Entourage.
Of Entourage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, if you won the lottery, what's the very first thing you would buy and why?
Well, it depends on what you claim lottery. I can win $50, right?
Well,
that's gas.
We'll say $50 million.
Oh, okay. First thing I'd buy and why?
Yeah. For yourself.
For myself.
Yeah.
A house.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you buy a house and a car and you have no payment on them, you can live small after that. Because that's where the majority of your money goes, right?
True.
But like for myself, like where money's no object,
right?
An Aston Martin.
Okay, a little Bond action.
100% Bond car.
Nice.
Yep.
Number 4, if you were a ghost, who would you haunt and how would you prank them?
You all the time.
Fucking dude.
Every time I told you, every time you were late, you'd be fucked up. Oh, you're running late. You stopped to get a coffee. Your wipers would stop working. You'd have a flat tire every fucking time.
Have you been a ghost on my last 10 attempts at vacations?
Yeah, that would probably be it. Whatever you did, I would have to 100% fuck you up.
Jeez, thanks. And number 5, if you had to choose between being a vampire or a werewolf, which one would you pick and how would you cope with the drawbacks? Vampire, you're only coming out at night.
Well, a vampire, there's also, I don't know, have you seen the Cullens there? Fucking, what's her name?
Oh,
Twilight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they live for a very long fucking time.
They do.
Problem is, if your family's not vampires, they all go and you're stuck.
Right.
Werewolf, that every month you're fucking transforming into a werewolf, and then you might be killing your fucking family, right? So I'm gonna go vampire, I guess.
Okay.
And then
you're gonna be nocturnal.
Yeah, just hopefully deal with.
Run the CPAP machine into your coffin.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Vampires seem to be cooler too.
How do you comb your hair? You just gotta guess. Because you don't have a fucking
reflection.
Mirror. Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's always just straight slick back.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
An easy slick back. This way.
Just go, yep, it's back. Yeah, we're good.
We're good now.
Yeah.
I've never seen a vampire with any other haircut. So
and slick back, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. There you go. That's our 5 crazy.
All right. On to your favorite time of the day. We have done before. Over and Under, sponsored by the Law Office of Brian Duran, 339-4313. He is in Kingston, New York. He specializes in bankruptcies. So if you're having a hard time, you call up Mr. Duran and you mention the Outlaw Blitz and you get $100 off.
Can't beat that.
So, no, it's like a sore Peter. Can't beat it.
Especially if you're
struggling and you're going to bankruptcy, you get $100 off.
It helps. All right. What do you got for me?
All right. Number 1, reality TV.
Overrated. Now it is.
Yeah.
It's watered down.
There was a period of time where it was like
must see.
It became like a cultural phenomenon.
Right.
and then cult phenomenon, cult classic.
Then I flipped past whatever the current version of the Jersey Shore is, and I'm like, wow, they're all old and they all had terrible plastic surgery.
Yeah, it became. It's like a good song on the radio, right?
Right.
It became too much.
It's like a parody of itself now.
Right. It became too much where it was on every channel all of a sudden.
Right.
And you just got flooded with it, and you're like, I'm good.
Dude, I'm like, oh my God, JWoww used to be
JWoww. That's
so
like J-Wo.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Now it's JWO.
Way too much plastic surgery. I'm like, oh my God, it looks terrible. I'm like, Paulie D, you're like pushing 50 and you're still that guy.
Yeah, and then like the Kardashians, how many fucking you're gonna just keep pushing out kids so we just keep having a show?
Right.
You know.
Do you have a personal favorite reality show?
I never really watched reality shows.
I would say the early Real Worlds weren't bad.
Never watched that. You know Theo Von was on that.
Yes. The Miz.
Yeah, I never really watched reality shows like that.
Yeah, that's
ever.
The first few seasons of Real World I watched, and
I think the most I ever watched was what did WWE have there?
Total Divas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. And the Miz's was good too. Miz and Mrs.
Yeah, but I mean, you know that shit's scripted. That's what I don't like.
Right.
So.
Right, and that's part of when it started to suck was when it became totally obviously scripted,
or certainly to a point scripted.
The only reality,
Natalia in the first couple of years of Divas.
Yeah.
But her feet stink. Remember?
Yeah.
They always talk about how bad her boots stunk.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only reality show that now that I'll watch that I don't mind, even if they have new seasons, is Naked and Afraid.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that's as real as it gets.
Right.
You're not even eating for
until you get a hot chick that's covered with 16,000 mosquito bites. You're like,
yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah. All right, number 2, Shamrock Shakes.
Because they only come out the once a year, I'll say underrated.
I'll say over because I don't like mint fucking ice cream anyway.
But if you mix it with the chocolate shake,
still
okay.
I'm
good.
Good.
A mint guy or not a mint guy.
Yeah. I'm just like, no. Now eggnog shakes, they should come back and underrated.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
All right, number 3, recliners.
Oh, underrated.
Underrated.
Super underrated.
Yeah. Like, do you like big fluffy ones or like more low profile ones?
Low profile ones.
I don't know. Every time you sit in that big fluffy one in my living room, you're fucking knocked out cold.
So broken in.
Yeah. But you get one of those, like a nice lazy boy, and just settle right in.
The only problem with the overly fluffy ones is if it's the wrong time of year, they could be warm. Like too warm.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, you got to just keep your AC on fucking -10 and you're good. Like
right. Like I locker.
Do. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. All right. Number 4, clean bedding. The clean sheets, clean comforter. Underrated. Highly underrated.
Super underrated.
You get in there, it just feels different. You're like, settle into a nice, easy. It's like going in a warm apple pie.
I was ready to tell the wife we got to take the flannel sheets off because of the first couple days of the week.
Yeah.
And then fucking day 3, getting out at midnight, I'm like, oh my God, it's cold. Can't wait
it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah.
Yeah. So not quite yet. Middle of March maybe, but not.
Well, yeah, we probably got 1 or 2 big snowstorms left.
Don't jinx this.
And then number 5, laundry. Just doing laundry.
Underrated. I love it. I'm a huge fan.
Listen, I enjoy
People
doing
think
laundry.
we're weird for that, but I like it.
Do you notice this? There's a lot of men that go to the laundromats.
Yeah.
A lot of men.
Yeah.
I see a lot more men than I do women.
Yes. Although the women that are there doing laundry, the attractive ones, you know what they're not wearing.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the wash.
That's a little bit of the Highland being a scumbag.
So, yes, over and under.
Over and under for this week.
Brought to us by the losses of Brian Duran.
$100 off, man. You can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
All right. And we'll go down. Oh, hey, we're ripping through this bad boy. This week's rabbit hole. What video dragged you down the TikTok, YouTube Reels hole this week?
I'll start it off. the name of the, I guess, guy, Cinema Sins, and he does a whole series, Everything Wrong With, insert movie title here,
Yeah.
in 10, 15, 12 minutes or less. And they
Really?
go through like all the things that just don't make sense in a movie. And I got to the Rockies,
Okay.
and they were just showing like timelines, what like shit that doesn't make sense, the fight scenes, um, plot things that never that may have been started but not finished.
Just done.
Right, right.
Did you see the one about the replacements
No.
where it's so lazy? They did it. They filmed it so lazy. In the beginning of the replacements, it's showing like the stadium,
Mhm.
and then it comes over to Shane's boat, and then it goes to Shane's in the water. Remember?
Right.
If you watch that scene back, they fucking ran it on reverse. The birds flying backwards.
Stop. No way.
The birds flying backwards. There's trucks going the other way across
That's
the bridge.
awesome. I gotta check that out now.
I'm like, what is this?
That is wild.
Yeah.
That's
Wild
funny.
shit. Like, but you love a movie, so you never think about it, and then
Right.
you see it, and you're like, what? I was duped.
Oh my god, it was flying backwards.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit.
So what other what other movies did you watch or things on there?
Oh, a lot of it was definitely Rocky related because of Carl Weathers passing.
Okay.
There were other ones that were kind of like tributes. Little of the one, some of them were facts you didn't know about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was in Rocky 2, at the end of one of the rounds, they pretty much had a pull apart. That was legitimate. Like Carl Weathers got pissed off at Stallone because they had rehearsed for 9 months. It took them to rehearse the entire boxing match to make it look like they were throwing punches, landing. It was all choreographed. They started throwing bombs, legit bombs,
Sure.
and they were both pissed off. Another one was in Rocky 4, the fight with Drago and Carl Weathers. I guess Drago took a few liberties and landed some
Shots.
and
Fired some potatoes.
Weathers went home. He was like, fuck this, I'm done. 3 days of Stallone on the phone, brought him back in. Him and Drago sat down, hashed it out, and they were able to finish the movie. But Weathers was like, fuck this.
Well, you're calling him Drago, but it was
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, it makes sense. And Stallone said it. Listen, I left it in because it only added to the realism.
Well, right,
of the
because
fight.
it wasn't so choreographed.
Yeah.
Here's where we got pissed off
And then
after each other.
in Rocky Balboa, most of those shots were real. Him and Antonio Tarver actually were throwing bombs.
And he was fucking 60 years old at the time.
Yeah. Yep. And that's when he had just gotten busted for getting a shipment of HGH for the movie because, I mean, he was fucking shredded for a dude that was like 62 or 63 at the time. But.
So what Rocky do you think he was in the best shape? I say 4.
3 or 4. When he came back to fight Clubber Lang the second time, he was super lean. And they even commented in the movie, oh my God, Rocky looks 20 pounds lighter.
Right.
And his forward was good. He was moving around the ring like an animal. And he just looked, he looked like, he couldn't have been any more than 180 pounds.
Right.
In that movie because he was so lean. But as far as stamina, overall good look, Rocky 4.
Drago, he was fucking shredded, bro.
A monster of a man.
He was shredded.
But as far as natural athletic ability, you don't beat Carl Weathers.
No. Nope.
You think from 76 through 85 when that last one came out, that was post NFL for him. He was definitely up into his mid 40s and looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Looked great.
Yep.
So.
One of the things I watched, I showed you already just before we came on the air, the NCAA 25 intro edits that people are doing. Immediately getting pumped up because that's my all-time favorite game. But then you see like how they're going to intro, like, or how people think they're going to intro it. And you're getting them voices that, like, that voice that was on the thing was fucking unreal.
Oh, it was great.
A lot has happened in 10 years. Like the voices. And that's it, like an old cowboy going to tell the story. This game's been missing for 10 years. In that 10 years, Joe Burrow happened. Zeke Elliott, like all the stars of today happened.
Tebow.
Right. Their careers happened in this void that we're missing of this game.
Yeah.
Well, no, Tebow was on one of the covers.
He was, but I mean, they had him in the
They
had him in the video.
So just to see that and know that it's coming out this August, it just gets you fucking fired up.
Another thing I did get to watch, I watched a bunch of. You've watched them too. Wrestling promos where the one wrestler is trying to get the other wrestler to crack.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn 2 years ago when he was with the Bloodline was on a roll for getting Reigns, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa, who was always so stone-faced.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Had him dying in the ring a bunch of times. He's a funny dude. R-Truth, hysterical.
Yeah.
Him getting Lesnar to crack over and over again was funny. But anytime they would try to crack The Undertaker, because he always tried to stay so serious.
Yeah.
But Goldust would come out and he was doing the stuttering gimmick.
Yeah.
He couldn't stop laughing. Vince came out and did a spinner.
The spinning Rooney. Yeah. I saw that one.
So it's fun stuff when they get
they pull the curtain back a little bit and they're you have the money.
Randy Orton, who always was like the douchey heel, trying to be serious, but then he hits a move and he does a giant he does like a giant cheerleading move in the ring. He's going nuts. But the funniest Taker one I saw was at a house show where he's trying to get, I forget who he was even tagging with, and he's sprinting back and forth on the side
apron?
of the ring, smacking the turnbuckle, just doing like shit Kofi Kingston would do.
But that's why they say that house shows are better, because they
fun.
loosen up. They're more fun. It's not like the scripted, hey, this is what we're going to happen.
Right.
Not TV to time, you know what I mean? It's more like, hey, they can loosen up.
Yeah. And there's another dude I watch where, what the heck is his name? Tyler Tube. Kind of a dorky dude that buys a lot of shit off of Amazon, now the TikTok shop.
Yeah.
And it's just product testing to see if they actually work. And you would be surprised at...
What? No way.
Yeah, that dude's cool.
For fuck's sake.
But he bought like, I don't know, knife sharpeners and taking a dull house knife.
Is he like a small, young dude?
Yeah, always fills in his garage.
And he's like, yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Like a brown-haired...
Yep.
Little small dude.
It's pretty cool because
we're going to see if this works. And God, look at this.
And I'll watch him just to see, hey, once in a while.
If it's worth buying it.
Right, and once in a while, it's like, so fuck, I need to buy this. Let me see if he's actually tested any of these out.
Right.
And you go in, the amount of absolute garbage they sell online is
there is, but some of that stuff actually does have its purpose, right?
Yep.
One of the ones I watched, it's Cornbread Cowboy, and it's COWBOI.
Okay.
Cowboy. And it's a dude that he's got like a mullet, an 80s hat, and some fucking Bammer glasses on, and a long mustache, and it just reminds me of the Duke. It's Tommy DeSico stuff, and it always has shit like teaching my little league team how to slide into third base tonight so I can slide into home with their moms later.
Oh my God.
And that's what it says. Or, he just hit 7 duck hooks into the pond. Now I'm going to go hit a drive right down the middle of my wife's belly. it's all these fucking things, dude. And it's fucking Tommy being a scumbag just over and over again.
Super redneck.
And the dude drives a fucking El Camino with Earnhardt stickers all over it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that it's fucking hilarious. You got to check him out. He's got all these different ones. He's cornered the market, and every time a new one comes out, I'm laughing my balls off because I just put DeSico paving on the side of it, and
it's Tommy. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Did you ever see the Judy Chop guy? He's more on TikTok. Yeah. He's funny as shit too.
He is too, yeah.
Him, I go down the rabbit hole with him. He's like, yeah, I'm walking, and he goes in the trailer park. He's a pot licker, and he's coming up behind you, and you got that hand half cocked, and it's a half cocked Judy Chop. Shit like that. He's pretty funny.
Yeah. The one I showed you earlier, Daniel Gray.
Yeah.
They're construction workers, and they do all these shenanigans. And there's this one dude in their group that he's an older guy, and they fucking just abuse the shit out of this guy.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's always because, like, hey, if I give you $20, will you do this?
So, like you said, it's me.
Like the one I just showed you, they always put like grease on his beard, and he couldn't get it out. And they're like, he's like, no, it's a different color grease. And they put the strip right down his fucking chin. He's
like Scott Steiner.
He's like, yeah.
Smells like dog shit.
That don't smell right. It was dog shit. They put right down his beard, and he's over in the thing. But they do so many other ones, bro, with that guy.
Oh god, that's
and
awesome.
then the one he goes, "I made a catch air." Remember?
Yeah. Yep, that was good shit.
Yeah. So that was that one, and the last one I saw was Bert Kreischer eating sardines on Two Bears, One Cave. He goes, this is kind of like, going down a, oh, that's aggressive.
That's aggressive. That friggin' Spanish, or that's not Spanish, that English guy. What was it, Lilo? The one that did what was the one that we were both dying at? The Lutefisk challenge.
The fish, yeah.
He's had a couple more recently. He's hysterical.
Yeah, well, because he's English. And
hell. The shit that he says. Yeah. Yep. In the Houston Jones, probably the last one. Bodybuilder, but he does all these dumb pain things.
Like something to the shins.
Yes, yeah. And then he's like, and then 3 days later he comes back and he does a review of like the after effects.
Yeah. Who were those two brothers you used to always watch that did that shit?
The Bell Life.
Yeah, I just saw one of those the other day, and I'm like, this is the shit Winnie watched.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not swiping on this because I'm going to be stuck in here all night.
Right. Well, Houston Jones, the one he did was a cannon. Oh. So he was putting cans of like Campbell's soup in like the equivalent of a fucking potato gun. Oh. And he was standing like 20 yards away and just taking shots, cans of soda, fucking cans of soup.
To where?
The thigh, like the side of the thigh.
No way.
Friggin' the back, friggin' solar plexus.
Any idea how fast they were coming?
Oh, they were like 80 something miles an hour. Was the bigger cannon. So he had done one prior that was a little slower, like 50 miles an hour.
You got to think that could kill you.
Because
think about it, a baseball at least is solid.
So he wears a helmet, and he was wearing like knee pads to protect his knees, but everything else is pretty much wide open.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like a soda can comes by, cut your fucking thigh right off.
Right. So he's done other shit where his father is a legitimate martial arts instructor.
Yeah.
And he knows how to use a bunch of the different martial arts weapons. So the father's going in there, and he's fucking teeing off on his leg. He actually broke his femur one time.
Oh.
Took a shot too hard, cracked his femur.
That's
stupid.
Stupid shit.
Stupid. Now
this is what people do.
And he's got permanent fucking nerve damage in both legs.
From that?
From all of that stuff, because you're taking repeated blunt force trauma on a week in, week out basis.
Get a job, dude.
You're going to fuck something up.
Right. Go get a job instead.
Oh, the one they did bowling ball soccer, barefoot, out in the cold.
Nope.
So they had two soccer goals set up like 50 feet apart, and they duct taped each other back to back, so it was 2 versus 2. And they're playing soccer out in the cold, barefoot, with a 15-pound bowling ball.
Ugh.
Their toes were just fucking bloody hamburger by the time they were done.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Like, how much money are you making that you're doing that? Because I ain't doing that, bro.
No, not at all.
I'm not doing that.
Nope.
You're not. And is he an older guy, younger guy?
A younger guy.
Like how young?
Probably late 20s, early 30s.
Right. So, what's his quality of life going to be when he's our age?
Talk to Steve-O. We'll find out. Because that's.
Well, Steve-O was. He's still limber though.
He at least, he fucking turned a nose up because he ended up getting bad into drugs and shit for a long time too.
Yeah.
And now he's clean and sober. And he's actually done a few things on YouTube, on his channel, recreating the Jackass stunts like 20 years later. Mm-hmm. And it's like, holy shit. He goes, I don't know how I did that. When he pushed a fucking fish hook through his own cheek. And dove in when the shark-infested waters. Yeah. I'm like, what is wrong with this dude?
Exactly. And then you wonder why they got to have warnings on the beginning of these things.
Him getting tattooed as they're driving the fucking Jeep Wrangler over a bunch of moguls.
Do you not think... I kind of think Jackass is the reason we have a thing called the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Like, watching a Jackass movie was like literally sitting down a rabbit hole.
Absolutely.
Right? You're just watching crazy shit after crazy shit. And I watched all 4 of them and fucking pissed myself off all of them.
The whole time.
There's actually my favorite ever.
I forget who was the one that got scared of the snakes?
Bam.
Oh, and they had Bam at the back of a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
And then sent a bunch of snakes in. And
no, they locked him in.
Yeah.
And then when it was all snakes.
And he was ready to die.
Yeah. He came up and out of the top.
Like,
yeah.
Somebody could legit have a heart attack because of that shit.
Yeah. I got to say, the fucking funniest Jackass skit I ever laughed at. It's on Jackass 2.5, and it's because I think of you and something I would do.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Preston is the big dude on
right.
it. So they're at a park. And they got a police gun. And they're like, hey, this is a police dart that we shoot to quiet down rioters.
Oh God!
And they're like, and it's probably like, I don't know, like that round maybe, and like probably like that. So like an Irish Peter, right? And they're like, yeah, he's like, and they're all just in. They're like, yeah. So what happens if somebody comes there, we shoot it into him, and it's like, thunk, and it hits him, and and he's like, and they're like, wow. And they're like, where are you going to shoot that? And he goes, right in your ass.
Oh my
and Preston's like, huh? He had no idea he was being set up.
Oh.
So he bends over like a picnic table or something, and his bag's hanging, and they shoot him. It goes under his ass cheek, but not quite to his beans, in that spot in your inner thigh, like
the corner taint,
right, like the bottom of your cheek, but your upper thigh,
yeah,
right in that spot. And he's like, he couldn't even say ow. He was like, I couldn't fucking breathe watching that dude. Oh. If that came on right now, I'd be over here on the floor. You'd have to finish your shot.
Dude, some of the hardest unexpected shots were when they had the hidden boxing glove.
Yeah.
It came like through the door or through the wall. Yeah. Blasted fucking people. But the one that got me the worst was when they were trying to launch him with a slingshot in the shopping cart.
Yeah.
He got clotheslined by the fucking tractor trailer door.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead. I was like, oh my God.
What about the time Preston jumps off the bridge and he's got Wee Man hung to him?
Oh, the slingshot.
Yeah. So, Wee Man jumps.
Right.
And then it pulls Preston off.
Yeah, they were
so
doing
as Wee Man's going
shit.
up, as Wee Man's going up, Preston hits the water and Wee Man goes into the fucking ocean like
100 miles an hour straight down. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Wee Man took some shit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Those movies are so dumb.
Right.
But they were so fucking awesome.
They played dodgeball with, what the fuck was it? In the Dark.
Oh, In the Dark. What about when they ran through the room full of, no, they had the tasers in the back of a fucking truck, a 18-wheeler, and drove around. And there's no lights in the back, and there's tasers just everywhere. Rods, cattle rods. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And I think they were in roller skates. They're idiots.
How none of them ever... Listen, Bam Margera...
Oh, he's fucking...
Super brain damage. He is, like, talks slow and slurred and super shot. What, Chris Pontius passed away. A couple of them died.
I don't know. Did Chris Pontius pass away?
I think maybe it was him.
I know Ryan Dunn.
Oh, Ryan. That's who it was. Yeah. It was Ryan Dunn. That's right. But
yeah, but they're that's the original. That's what originated rabbit holes. I think.
Absolutely.
Just oh my God, look at this dumb shit.
There was a dude on YouTube that just took nut shots.
Like that kid that shot himself that you always laugh at.
Dude, that little kid. It's hysterical.
You just
he goes.
Yeah.
Him and the kid in the bike are forever going to be.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think we need to do top 5 Ring camera fails because there's so many of them.
That's true because
people falling down the stairs after they come out.
We'll have to do that next week. Or a chick falling and then she hits the ground and listen here.
Yeah.
They fall in the air, farting themselves.
Yeah, them Ring camera ones, they're good.
Oh, the kid coming in off the school bus. Cocksucker motherfucker when the door shuts on him.
And his mom's like, hey! Not realizing it's recorded all day.
He said something about, they want you told me to bring a fag, so I brought Joey. He's like, I'm not gay.
Yeah, so I mean, we went on our own rabbit hole.
We did.
Other shit.
We did.
But that's what happens. That's what's the rabbit hole.
Absolutely.
You're trying to go to bed, you start thumbing through something. Next thing you know, you're fucking way down, and you're like, where'd 10 o'clock go?
Yeah, 10 o'clock is 2:20. You're like, oh shit, I better go to sleep.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm good on the thing. You got anything else?
No. As this airs next on Thursday, we will have done our interview.
Correct. This Saturday. Well, yeah.
This prior.
You'll find it on YouTube.
Right.
Interview with Juan Figueroa, the Ulster County Sheriff.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
There's a lot, a lot to cover there. Like, he's a local guy that made it, worked his way through. We're going to try and tackle that whole timeline to see where it is, what the future holds, what's going on.
Most definitely.
That's where we do our best work. We're idiots here. We enjoy this. We'll make you laugh, but our interviews is where we really buckle down.
Turn it serious. So.
Yeah, and it's nice to kind of do that and get it figured out.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to that. What I need to do though is at the end of this show here, I need to just give you a reminder to go and support the people who support us.
Absolutely.
And that is Moranti Plumbing and Oil. Every week, Josh is a phenomenal plumber and he does very good work. He brings you our video every week. His service. He's in Shokan, New York, 901-4194. If you need a plumber, if you're HVAC.
It's area code 845.
HVAC.
Yes. Or HVAC.
VAC, yeah. My friend John likes to use all the letters.
He does. All four of them.
All four of them. But my Josh Moranti, stand-up guy, licensed plumber.
Yeah, it does. Again, very meticulous.
Very meticulous. He's proud of his work. You can find him on Instagram as well.
Yeah,
he's a bit of an Instagram famous plumber.
yeah. He's doing big things, and we're proud to have him as our sponsor.
And that's our video sponsor. And then once again, the law office of Brian Duran. He specializes in. Come on, Winnie.
Bankruptcy,
and you get $100 off if you say the Outlaw Blitz. That you saw us on the Outlaw Blitz podcast. So if you're going through a tough time and unfortunately you're dealing with some financial things,
right?
You want to use Brian Duran. He's the best out there.
And if you're in New York State, even if he's an hour away, it's New York State.
It's New York State, right?
You can use an attorney that's a little maybe a little drive away, but you're going to have a savings, and he's very good at what he does. So give him a call if you're in need.
Right. A lot of that stuff you can do virtually now.
Right.
So,
yeah,
that's all for me. You got anything else?
Nope. All good, buddy.
Bring us home.
All right. For Gmac, this is Winnie. This has been the Outlaw Blitz podcast. And as always, take it easy.